What is up, my frosty brethren? My name is Arctic, and today I'm bringing you guys a brand new episode of Destiny Tips and Tactics. Today I'm going to be focused on strafing. This is a request that I got from a number of folks asking basically how do I go about strafing? Can you do a tips video? And it's one that it took me a while to kind of think about and wrap my head around, because at its core, strafing is simply moving left and right on the analog stick while maintaining your accuracy and aim on the opponent. And I guess from a mentality standpoint, I don't necessarily think about what I'm doing. I think about what the opponent is doing. What is the most likely thing that will fake them out based on, whether they're the direction that they're moving at me, or their positioning based off of how they're firing. What is going to fake them out? And that kind of dictates in my mind how I'm moving about the map. So knowing a general sense of a lot of combinations of things determine how I'm going to strafe in a particular situations. I think it's important to know or have a general sense of weapon time to kill, because that's going to determine whether or not you can pop out in certain scenarios and how long you actually have to engage in someone. So if someone's running around with last word, which is the fastest time to kill in the game, there's not going to be a lot of situations where you want to be engaged with a whole lot of players running around with last words, especially if you're playing in scenarios where you're going to get outgunned a whole lot in terms of the number of folks firing upon you. So if you're sitting there engaged in a 1v1 and you know the time to kill on that is super fast, as soon as another person hops in that battle, it doubles like how fast you're going to die, right? So you want to be very conscious of the number of folks that you're engaged with as well. So having a general sense of map awareness and approaching hot spots on particular maps is also important. And then with that map awareness, you kind of want to know what weapon you're using and where's the best opportunity for you to engage. Is it CQC? Is it medium range? Is it long range? And play to your weapon strengths as well. I think one important concept that I also have that I don't really see a whole lot in any game, not just Destiny, is having an idea of where your exit is, because too many people want to stay and fight, regardless of if they die. I think there's a certain mentality that people have where they just feel like they're always better than their opponent, so they will stay and fight, and then they'll run and do the same things over and over and over again and don't kind of evolve their game as the game progresses. So, there's like an active gauge for me of, okay, that player is pretty good, I should probably approach this pretty differently. And other times it's like, okay, I know what I can do. I can kind of see where I can push my boundaries a little bit, because maybe these players, opponents that I'm not playing, that I am playing, are not as good. So those things are also things that kind of calculate into my mind when I'm strafing and knowing positioning. So if someone is a lot better, I'm going to use a lot more techniques in terms of strafing to kind of overcome what they're using, in addition to their weapons, right? That's a big factor. So from a movement standpoint on the types of strafing that I do, obviously all of the aerial abilities come into play, like blink, catapult, the different types of gliding or double jumping, triple jumping, things like that. That comes into play. But just from a pure ground standpoint, I think there is strafing behind cover, so kind of popping out around cover. There's obviously, again, having an exit, so there's kind of like this fail-safe strafe that I kind of do, and then just straight up left-right lateral movement. And there's not really much in terms of the lateral movement where you're just out in the open that really I can say there's a whole lot of technique behind it, other than thinking about, again, what would fake out the opponent. If I move left and continue to move left, is that going to fake them out? If I do really tight strafes back and forth, left and right, is that going to fake him out? If I pop behind cover and then every shot I take, I'm coming out of cover, is that going to throw him off? Is that going to keep me alive? Those are the things that I'm thinking about. And again, map awareness is key. So understanding what areas are going to play to your strengths based on the weapon you have, what the enemy team is using, and just knowing basically how you need to move to stay alive are things that I kind of think about. Now, one other concept that I want to kind of throw out there in terms of a tip is one of the things that can really fake people out, especially if you're utilizing like a cover strafe and it's popping behind pillars and whatnot. If you're engaged at a specific distance, what really throws people off is, let's say you are engaged in a primary versus primary fight. Maybe you're down in the fight and you know that the next shot you take is probably going to be your last. What I may end up doing sometimes is switching to a sniper and trying to quick scope people. So having a weapon, having a primary versus primary, and then switching to your special can really throw people off, be it shotguns or just primaries in general. If you are engaged in a fight and then someone is, progressing forward, which a lot of blinkers or other players do with shotguns in particular, maybe you're engaged in a primary and then when they run up to you, you switch to your shotgun and then blow them away, and they don't realize what kind of happened there because they weren't necessarily prepared for that situation. So really thinking about how you can surprise your opponents is very important. Outside of that, I think that for the most part, I've covered all of the basics of strafing. If there's any other questions or you guys want me to deep dive into it a little bit further, maybe I'll talk about the techniques and how to best apply them. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'd be looking for feedback on this one because this is definitely a concept that is a lot more difficult to explain than I think people kind of give it credit for. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and until the next time, folks, I will catch you all later. Stay frosty.
Victory gives the city hope.
If you like this video, you should probably click on the one down below. That'll take you to another video. You may like it. A little bit about me. I'm a former pro player. I play PC and console, mostly shooters. I also have a gaming podcast. I do tips and tactics, live gameplays. Check out my Twitch. Also, I work in the industry. Why are you not subscribed?